frequencies, everybody. I'm going to tap in real quick before I head to my next destination. But I did want to go over my dream last night real briefly. Because, man, and talk about the energy right now. Because the energy right now has been up and down for me. Really, at night, it's been very hard to fall asleep because my energy has ramped up. I think I said this the other day on my other video. It's been very hard. Now, last night, I woke up in the middle of the night at 3:33. I rolled up and literally looked at my phone, and it was 3:33. And I went back to sleep. I woke up, I rolled over, I looked at my phone, I looked at the time, and guess what? It was 4:44. I kid you fucking not. And so on my Black Fit Witch Instagram page, I told you all about codes. These codes that are coming in, and they mean different things for different people. A lot of us are seeking quick, fast, in a hurry. Let's Google, let's ask somebody who's been on their journey longer than I have, what does this mean to me? Nobody can really give you what it means for you. You have to continue to just expand your consciousness and really just work on allowing that Kundalini energy to rise up to the crown chakra. That's just something that's just gonna come through you doing the work. It's not you can't expedite the process, okay? So we kind of have to get out of this microwave mindset of wanting things right now and looking for things outside of ourselves, which a lot of religion has taught us. To look for answers and information and saviors outside of ourselves, when you are the only savior. You have the information. You are receiving the numbers, so you are going to receive the message on what it means. If you are receiving the dream, you're going to receive the message on what the dream means. It's just how it works. And I had to learn this too. And nobody was blunt to tell me this like this. So they just was, I'm like, oh, what am I dreaming? And they give me interpretations. But you have to learn to be self-sufficient in your spiritual walk. All right? You have to learn how to go inward and be in silence and in peace and allow the downloading of information to come to you. And you may have to take breaks from smoking cannabis. You may have to take breaks from going out with friends. You may have to take a break from the types of foods that you eat. You may even have to take a break from psychedelics, psilocybin mushrooms and DMT and LSD or whatever you do. You may have to take a break from that so that the purity of who you are can penetrate to you from your soul essence that's connected to the divine. And I know for myself, I have to take periods and breaks where I don't do anything. I already don't even smoke cannabis at all anymore. I like the genuine connection, and that's just for me. You know, and everybody's different. I ain't saying nobody, but I'm just giving you from my situation. These are some things that have helped me. Because along the way, people can share their tools. People can share what has worked for them until you graduate. All right? Because you're going to graduate. You're going to go to various levels, you know, here, and here. And then also know that everybody's from different star systems too. Okay? So based on what star system you're from, you may gravitate to certain things and tools based on who you are at your essence. All right? So going into the dream space, last night, like I said, I was having interruptions in my sleep because it was really hard for me to wind down initially because of the energy that's going on in the internal cosmos of self as well as the external cosmos in this realm. But I do remember being able to jump. And I think I've talked about this before. If you all have seen the movie Jumper, it came out years ago, probably in the early 2000s, somewhere in there. But this guy had the ability to jump. He could jump from one location to the next. They called him a jumper. And Samuel Jackson was in it as well, where he was the one that was catching the jumpers, because he could jump in, and steal money from a bank and then jump and he could be in Afghanistan. And he could jump and he could be in Miami. I mean, like that. And I think if he held on to somebody, I think his girlfriend or whatever, if he held on to somebody, they could jump with him. But it was certain things that deterred him from being able to jump. It was like this machine, Samuel Jackson. But anyway, if you watch, it's a really cool movie. But anyway, that's what was going on in the dream last night, because I kept waking up and I was just like, damn, what is going on? You know, I couldn't really grasp all aspects of the dream because I kept jumping. Like, I kept going from one location to the next location and one location to the next location. And then finally, it came down to where my nephew was like running or hiding from the police. Like he was wanted. And he was trying to find somewhere to stay, like who would take him in that wouldn't get found out. And I remember having that conversation with him standing outside of like this apartment complex, of us trying to figure out how this was going to happen, because he had got found out somewhere else and he was running. And then I jumped. And the next thing you know, I'm in the mall with my son and his friends, and they're looking to purchase, you know, he's looking at some outfits that he wanted, and I wanted to buy him some things for his birthday, and he couldn't really see anything that he wanted. And then I turned around and I saw that I left my slides on the escalator. And then he got one, and he turned around and he had to get another one. And then there was a currency exchange with American Express card, a gold American Express card, to purchase his items. And then I jump again, where I'm with this group of church women, Kojic women. Right, so I was doing a whole lot of jumping, but I wanted to connect that with, make sure I'm getting off on the right exit, y'all. I want to connect that with the movie, because in the movie it talked about it in the 3D sense, in the 3D aspect of it. But I'm talking about jumping in the sense of the astral plane, because what I experienced last night, and this wasn't my first time experiencing jumping, but the way that I experienced it last night, that I did so much jumping, and I don't know if I was moving away from somebody that was trying to catch me, or things were going on. That's kind of like what it felt like. It felt like I was trying to navigate away from somebody that was trying to get a hold of my energy or whatever. And I was jumping from place to place. But we can jump in the astral plane. But the question is, why are we doing all these jumping in the astral plane when we do it? You know, that's kind of like my question. Like, if I'm jumping from one location to the next in the astral plane, then why am I doing these various jumps? It's always an experience in my mind of things that, you know, we're learning, or we need to know, or we are working on, because the work just isn't just in this realm. I've said that before. Like, the work doesn't stop here in this 3D matter reality. Like, the work is always ongoing. So if there's work that's going on, and I'm tapping in to the subconscious mind and going back through memory and working on all existences all at the same time through various timelines and dimensions, then why was I using the aspect of jumping to get things accomplished? You know, and it could have been I had a lot to do. It could have been someone was after me and I was trying to help different people. Like I said, I was trying to help my nephew, and I ended up talking to the Kojic people, and I ended up doing things with my son, and I was jumping here, here, and here. And it was just weird, because, you know, sometimes when I jump, I remember the jumps. Like, I remember full out everything that happens. But I've noticed lately that my dreams have not been clear as normal. Like last night before last, when I talked about the pool, like, that was pretty clear. The first stage, I woke up, I knew everything, but this one was a bit hazy. So I've been noticing there's been I'm sorry, y'all, get out of this lane. I've noticed there's been more haziness in the dream space lately than previously. And I don't know what that is. I know there is a meshing of timelines and existences, and we're able to not only jump in the astral plane, but we're also able to jump in life to get to our manifestations. We're able to jump to various timelines because, of course, we're getting to where the time aspect or construct isn't really even relevant anymore, you know, to a certain degree. But I do feel like in this reality, we're always going to have that measurement because this reality is based on measurements. You know, when I woke up at 3:33, for whatever reason, I wanted to look at Lucy. So, you know, I put on some Lucy clips. I started looking at Lucy clips. So I'm going to share the Lucy clip here that really came to mind, that talked about time, you all. And of course, I always leave you in peace and high frequencies.
They exchange 1,000 bits of information between them per second. Cells group together, forming a giant web of communication, which in turn forms matter. Cells get together, take on one form, deform, reform. Makes no difference, it's all the same. Humans consider themselves unique, so they've rooted their whole theory of existence on their uniqueness. One is their unit of measure, but it's not. All social systems we put into place are a mere sketch. 1 + 1 = 2, that's all we've learned. But 1 + 1 has never equaled 2. There are in fact no numbers and no letters. We've codified our existence to bring it down to human size, to make it comprehensible. We've created a scale so that we can forget its unfathomable scale.
But if humans are not the unit of measure, and the world isn't governed by mathematical laws, what governs all that?
Film a car speeding down a road. Speed up the image infinitely, and the car disappears. So what proof do we have of its existence? Time gives legitimacy to its existence. Time is the only true unit of measure. It gives proof to the existence of matter. Without time, we don't exist.